Alright guys, I'm back. Okay, hold on, let me see if I could do this real quick. Hopes everybody's doing well today. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay here, really depends on, but I'm gonna aim for an hour. So anyway, hold on, let me look at my video real quick so I could see who's chatting. Try to put the thing up here. Okay, good. Okay, it's live, you guys. Okay, see. Alright. So it looks like no one here. Let me put the chat up here so people could see. Last time it was kind of weird. So funny. Okay, there we go. I feel like I don't get to see that. Howdy, howdy. Hi Michael, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining. Okay, let me wait a couple more minutes here. Alright, so let's go to the price point. I'm sure if you watch this, you probably, most of my audience probably echoing the same thing. But price point pretty interesting today. Went up early in the morning, up to $15 or so. Thank goodness I got my chunk, half of the chunk from the settlement, so I was able to put some in my Roth. Was kind of happy for this price point. So I add some to that. I still have to wait for the other half to be able to buy. So I'm pretty happy with what my position is right now. So I'm adding a little bit of at the time. I'm still, again, like as time goes on, before I file my taxes, I'm gonna do that before I have to file my taxes, so I could kind of max out 2 years in a row. So that's my plan for this couple weeks. So I'm hoping the price gonna still be around this price point, so I could kind of scoop up more shares here. But again, this is my long-term portfolio here, so it's not a problem if it's like a couple dollars difference here there. Pretty excited because I haven't been kind of added to my position for my long-term portfolio. So today is the day that I could do a little bit at a time. Again, I'm still waiting. So as time goes on, I am happy for that one. So so my cost average obviously is going to be lower than 40. So currently it's still at like 40 something. Since today I'm adding more, it's going to be lowering from 40. I don't know, perhaps it's going to be around here. Maybe 30 or something like that. Since I have two different accounts, it's hard to kind of account for the cost average for both. But yeah, I do my best to try to be transparent with you guys. So yes, I did buy at a high, but again, this is a long-term portfolio for me. I'm not trading in and out. And also too, I have my short-term trading account, which, you know, have a couple $1,000 there. It's not that much. I'm just playing around here, just so that I'm not bored. with the price movement. But anyway, anyhow, let's go. All right, I don't know. Thank you for joining. Dollar cost average, that GME, of course, yes. I'm always like happy to see a low price. You know, of course, like it's depressing for for some people that are antsy and don't really know what's going on with the company. You know, I've said it before. You know, I'm in here when I first bought into GameStop. Like around here, I told myself it was gonna be a long-term portfolio, and this is after I, you know, researched Ryan Cohen and all that stuff. So those are a good thing to do, because, you know, if you don't know the leadership, you might not want to kind of buy into anything if you don't know what you're buying into exactly. And so, you know, I'm thankful that I have that mentality when I bought in. And so, yeah, this type of price movement doesn't scare me. And on top of that, I have my training on Bitcoin, right? So those are the stuff that I kind of like got my training from. Right or wrong, or I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. But I think this price movement, the price movement of Bitcoin up and down, whether it's down 40% or whatever, it really doesn't scare me, right? And being in Doge as well, those price fluctuation doesn't scare me, right? And so I'm kind of used to that type of drop. But anyway, so that was GameStop. Obviously, the volume is kind of non-existent, right? I bet. Hold on, let me see. It's 2.7 million shares. Is even like lower, and so the price is kind of appreciated in that. But I was curious about the chart exchange here, and it was surprising to me that it was actually very, you know. Hold on, let me see. What's the percentage? It's still like 65% being shorted there. But if you look at the volume in terms of like share number, it's kind of lower than it was before. But again, still percentage-wise, it's still above 60% off exchange here. And what kind of curious to me is that if you look at this off exchange non-exempt right there, there's a lot more, right? It's like if you look at the difference between this and this versus today, this and this. So I mean, okay, how would I read that? It just means that they put it off exchange much more than the day before, or Friday, so to speak. So I forgot this is Monday. I thought it was like Tuesday already. Yeah, but anyway, the exempt, it's kind of lower, so which is good. At least it's less than what it was on Friday. So perhaps they're trying to wean off. Hold on, let me see. What was Monday? So this is Monday of last week, right? And this is today. So if you were to compare that, I wonder if there's any correlation between Fridays, right? So this is Fridays, and this is Fridays, right? It seems like there's a lot more on Fridays, usually. Like off exchange. So let me see. Sorry, you guys, I'm just like thinking out loud here. So okay, this is Friday too. Tuesday, Thursday. I don't know. Again, like I don't have anything to kind of add to that. It's just curious to me that is there any pattern that I could kind of extrapolate from here? Again, off exchange exempt is usually after hours, reported after hours. So I don't know what that means. So if you're more knowledgeable, it would be amazing if anybody could explain that to me. But yeah, as far as the price point, obviously that is what it is. It would be curious to see the option chain as well. So there we go. Open interest by strike price. Max pain is 14.50 right now. So the fact that it is above 14.50 could mean something. Currently 15. This is why they kind of trying to smack it down as much as they can, right? Look at this. If the open interest were to go up to $15 and above, 13,000 contract would be in the money, right? And so that's why they want to keep it low. And so I don't know when it's gonna explode. It just kind of curious to me that the 13,000 contracts can be in the money if it's at $15 right there. As far as the lower one, now if it comes down to here, it seems like this is going to be a support right there, or even this one, 13. Who knows? Are they going to be able to do that? But it looks like at $12 right here, there's a really steep put contract being in the money if it goes down to $12 for this week though. So I don't know if market makers gonna try to bring it down to there so that they could scoop up the shares at that price. Because again, remember when you buy into put, you are kind of betting the price down, right? And who sells those put to you? Does that make sense? So, I mean, technically I could sell those put to you because I would want to buy the share. It's like unless you have like a cash secure put here, like a lot of cash secure put, or market maker could even sell you that too. So that they could grab the share from the market that way. Again, like I'm just speculating here on the price movement, immediate price movement. So don't trade based on that, please. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. So it seems like the resistance is going to be 15, and the support is going to be 12. It's kind of like, or 13 too, right? Even in this contract right here, open interest, so to speak. Pretty interesting. I wonder what is the close to earnings here. So around April maybe. Let's try April. What's that? So April is $15 a share. Any open interest? It seems like the most contract would be from $20 call contract right there, and it's 8,000. And again, this is in April, so after earnings. Okay, that's interesting. And then that's after earning, and it looks like they have 17,000 contracts. Wow, that's interesting. So it seems like $12 is the support right there for call options anyway, right? In terms of open interest. Hi Jay, thank you for joining. I haven't seen you in a while. How are we doing today? Not much update here. I'm just like babbling around on on short interest here. Pretty interesting to see the price action today though. Of course, there's hardly any volume. So on and off exchange. So on exchange 60, off exchange 40. Not quite sure how they account for that. So weird though. Alright. I think that's good. But yeah, so I'm just kind of curious about that. But as far as like technical analysis and all that stuff, I'm not well versed on it, honestly. You know, there's like retracement tools that you could kind of use there. and it seems like they're reaching this band right here, the red band. I don't know, what does that mean? Like, this one is a golden, what is it, Fibonacci retracement zone, the golden zone right here. It didn't bounce off of that, but it seems like the lowest one bounced off of the red line there. So will it continue to go up from here? I don't know. We will see. We will see. Now, I'm still not clear on the earnings date. Does anyone have that, like, confirmed? I know, like, Morantz was saying it was the 19th of March, sorry. But for some reason, this doesn't update yet, so I don't know what's going on there. Top financial. So I was looking at the article. It's kind of comical, obviously. Looking up, okay, top financial stocks slide after Hong Kong-based company saw a huge gain. Okay, what does that have to do with GameStop? Makes no sense, right? And then GameStop coin is up. Oh, this is like 6 days ago, so it's not that. Yeah, well, it doesn't even want to load. And then this is 7 days ago, so there's no news on GameStop there. Let's see. Okay, I was looking up on this too. So it seems like they're advertising a whole bunch of stuff, and I feel like this is so cute, you guys. Like, I'm sure like people who don't understand how collectibles could be like something that. Look, now I'm not trying to overhype or anything like that. I'm just saying that these are cute little things that people are gonna buy and kind of try to collect it, and kids love this stuff, right? And even if you don't buy it for yourself, you might want to buy it for your niece, your nephews, or your kids, because they love this stuff. And I'm sure these are cute little collectible thing. I'm not quite sure who is it from, Funko Pop, or it's a different type of company, or is this exclusive in GameStop? I don't know. Oh, there's actually a sound. Hold on, let me play it. So cute.
Yummy.
Yummy. So yeah, I mean, this type of stuff, I'm not saying that they're gonna make a gazillion dollars off of this, but it's small little tiny things like this when people are building their collectible items, right? Like Funko Pops and all that stuff. And don't knock it though, like even if you could make 100 million off of it, or even $10 million per quarter, or $30 million per quarter, it's still something, right? I don't know what the margins on that is, but I'm sure it margin that makes sense. Anyway, so I just thought that was cute. This one right here, of course, they're promoting gaming, that stuff. We all know the new titles coming out with the console and everything. Final Fantasy 7, right? And so yeah, they're promoting their products, goods and services, and all that stuff too. The football was yesterday. I hope your team win, whoever bet on that sport. 19th of March. Okay, thank you so much. AMC is private equity. Of course, we know that. That's good. Okay. Anyway, so I was looking at the collectible there. That was cool. This is GameStop repost this. So Game Informer. Okay, congratulations, Mario Party franchise. Okay. Wow. Alright, is that a hint that we're, exclusive on Nintendo? I'll be exclusive? Who knows, next announcement for the earnings, perhaps. I heard Marantz talks about Xbox thing. I don't have any info on that. So I'm just gonna wait until the real announcement comes in. So again, it would be me speculating partnership with Microsoft and all that stuff. Although we do have a partnership with Microsoft, right? But yeah, just a little snippet there. Okay, as far as GameStop, I think that's all I have for GameStop update. But you know what Jay says remind me of something, Alright, Michael got his team, okay, rooting for the Chiefs. Again, I don't know all this football stuff. I was my coworker was talking about it at work today. That's the only reason I know who plays against what. And of course, they were saying that it might have something to do with Taylor Swift. Of course, her boyfriend's team would have has to win, right? Is it a setup? I don't know, Of course, the other team was she was rooting for the other team. And that's why she was like, yeah, it seems like it was a setup. Really? The last 5 minutes of the game, they win? But hey, who knows? Yeah. I'm sure there's some truth to that, to where, certain teams are not allowed to win, right? Who knows? Me would be speculating. Again, I don't know enough about sport to a psyop. But yes, Michael, I agree with that. But anyways, let's talk about ARM real quick. Of course, I bring this up yesterday in my live stream. Of course, it's kind of ridiculous valuation, right? And the news was saying about, this is, it seems like they're just trying to chase the AI mania and all that stuff. Try to find the next best NVIDIA, right? Of course, again, this is the narrative that they wanted to believe for certain things. I don't know hold on, let me see, what's the volume here? Because I saw Marantz was doing volume on all the companies that was pumping, and it seems like it wasn't that much. So that's 100 million shares right there. What is the float for this company? 100 million shares. The float is non-existent. Why? How is the company that people are enthusiastic about does not have any float information? Does that mean the float is infinite? Okay, let me see. Share outstanding. Right here. Sorry. That's 1 billion shares right there. 1 billion shares. So if you were to do the math there, so 100 million versus 1 billion, that's 10% of the float is being traded today. But if you look at the stats, I'm trying to look for. Okay, so mostly insider are the owners of this company. We'll be curious to see who owns this. like whether there's any private equity or not. But so institutionally owned, close to 8%, sorry, 8% of this company. And so does that mean that 100 million shares is all institution? What? Retail? I don't know. Who would buy into this, right? Look at the valuation for this one. PE ratio. 800. There, 100. But again, like to me, this is a bubble, right? It's like one of those like, oh, before it pump, it's gonna dump type thing. I think the Super Bowl ad, I know like you guys, I don't watch the Super Bowl, but I guess some people watch it for the ads and stuff. And there were people were saying how when crypto was on the Super Bowl ad, you know, a couple months later, it crashes. So is there a pattern there where, you know, like I bet you anything they probably have AI stuff for yesterday's Super Bowl. And they're trying to pump those AI. So perhaps that's the pump, right? This is where people was like, oh, I saw ARM or I saw AI stuff. So they would search for AI stock, right? And this is where the pump comes from. Has nothing to do with the valuation of the company, right? Yes, the earnings was great, you know, but was it that great though, right? Was it as good as GME? I doubt it. But it's run anyway. So again, you know, it's a combination of the social media, the Super Bowl ads, and of course the financial medias are pumping it as well. If you look at the overview here, of course, Kramer was talking about it. Yahoo Finance, the usual suspect, right? ARM shares jump extended to the second week. What is this? Artificial intelligence, obviously. Over there, struggling. AI. So the chip maker in so who knows, like, hey, if you know a lot more about this company, you probably would be, you know, very happy with this price movement, price appreciation. But to me, I think it's just overvalued. Congratulations if you bought it like, you know, a month ago, I guess, or even a couple of days ago. From 74 to now, close to like double your money there. Congratulations. But I don't know. Hey, do what you wish if you want to chase this rally here. I do not have any stake in this, so I am very sad. Very sad. No, I'm not. But I think that's the explanation that I got from it, is because the Super Bowl ad, you know, people are enthusiastic about it. And of course, too, Bitcoin has been pumping. So my price target, I had this before. So it seems like my prediction here is that it's going to hit this and then it's going to roll back down to the level, down like around 31 or 32,000 to 24. That's the range that I'm waiting to kind of accumulating more. So with my settlement, I kind of sold over here at 45, totally expecting it was going to kind of roll over. But it seems like the RSI here, if you look at the RSI, it still have a negative divergence. So I'm sure, in my opinion, okay, don't do any trade based on this, please. I feel like I can't draw. Yeah, it won't let me draw. I don't know why. Yeah. So you see this trend? Right here to here is up. right here to here is down, right? That's how I see it. So that usually is called a negative diversion, right? And so that's why I expect the price to kind of roll over in a minute or so, but I think it's gonna try to reach this this second higher points right there. So around $52,000, and then it's gonna do what I think it's going to do. My speculation, okay? Alright, so price represent now why I should start a short-term correction. Okay, short-term correction. Okay, they were talking about commodity. From bear to bull, former CEO price surge to by the end of year. So usually when they tell you that, I bet you anything they're ready to kind of dump it. In my opinion. Remember, this is a Bitcoin ETF dump right there. But as far as like how many people will buy the dip, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure the meme coins, GME meme coin is going to have a field day about that, saying, oh, Bitcoin is pumping, therefore other meme coins are going to pump. I had a gentleman yesterday try to pump GME coin, right, saying that, oh, it's going to appreciate the same. It's like these people, these coin's gonna do good for the stock as well, so it's gonna flip the stock, GME stock. And I don't know if I agree with that, but I think the issue is that who create those tokens, right? If you have a lot of people, if you have only a supply, that supply was created by somebody, right? Just like if you create a Bitcoin's the reason why it's so valuable is because it's being distributed by, by the mechanism of mining it, right? Anybody could participate if you want to mine it. Well, not anybody now, and I'm talking about like before. And so the tokenization or tokenomics, so to speak, makes sense to me anyway. It might not make sense to other people, because you have the ability to participate in the Bitcoin economy. So my point is that GME doesn't have that tokenomics, so to speak. And so the creator, let's say they create 10,000 coin, 100,000 coin, a billion coin, right? Who holds the max supply, right? And so that's what I'm curious about. I didn't do any research on that, so I'll be curious to see that. But yeah, as far as like me putting money in that, no. Who wouldn't? Oh, sorry. Who would put the money in that? Alright, so that's that. I don't think I have any. I was watching something. I think I talked about SoFi before. Of course, like they're trying to correlate this to a bubble that is supposed to be burst soon, right? Anytime you have these talking heads just talking about, oh, stock always going up. Kramer just came out and say how there might not be any landing at all. Sellers are not going to sell because of this and that. Yeah, is it a bubble? I think so. Yeah. So I don't know if I want to add a short position or whatever, shorts. Now usually when I said short position, I'm usually buying an inverse ETF. That's the only way I know how to short a certain things. And I think I told you guys this before. I kind of eyeing the shorts for Nvidia, right? So I think it's due for one, but of course, like that's risky because those ETF could lose value as well. So because you have to pay the fee to it, so the fee is gonna eat eat you alive, so to speak, if the direction of the stock is not going in your favor, right? But anyway, so that's how I short stuff, is through ETF. Not buying put on Nvidia or anything. I think it's just too expensive buying put. So that's just me. What was I was gonna talk about something private equity related. Okay. No, I don't even wanna address it, because like I know Jay was saying about AMC is private equity. And it's kind of interesting because like it kind of reminded me of that conversation that Moran's had with that moron guy, right? I'm sure if you watch the live stream, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He keeps saying that, oh, Ryan Cohen is private equity and all that stuff. And actually there's, I think Winthrop, I'm sure if he's listening, he's probably chiming in too. One time, either Winthrop or somebody else mentioned that too, that Brian Cohen is private equity. It's like, well, not all private equity are created equal, right? There's different private equities out there. You know, if you don't understand the difference between a bad private equity versus good private equity, right? Now, when I said bad or good, it just means that the style of management is different. One is glaring at you, like AMC, right? And then management style for private equity, like Ryan Cohen. Yes, he is private equity because he has RC Venture, right? That's his private equity, but it's managed by him, or whoever he's hiring to do the portfolio for him or monitor it for him. But he's just one guy right here. And so if you don't know the difference between the two, the style of management is so different, and you could compare it. The result comes from the balance sheets of the two company, right? If you want to compare GME to AMC, the balance sheets just doesn't cut it. You just can't compare the two, in my opinion. And the difference would be glaring at your face, right? One doesn't have any debt. This is a good private equity angle here. They're not over leveraging. They don't even, cash burn is very minimal. I'm sure, anytime they do any expansion, they're doing it just based on what they have brought in, into the business, and perhaps kind of because they have some cash to burn a little bit, they would make the right decision every time, right? I mean, if you were to compare AMC CEO Adam Aron, I don't know why I went blank for a minute. If you want to compare them, what happened when AMC was able to raise like 2-point-something billion dollars, right? What did he do right away? He bought more movie theater, right? He didn't do anything to the debt. But Brian Cohen, when GameStop was able to raise those money that people are touting that are burning cash left and right, they're paying off debt, right, with that whole chunk. And so so those are the decisions that that's why I'm saying not all private equity are equal, right? They don't do the same thing. So just the fact that Ryan Cohen is private equity doesn't mean that he's doing things to bankrupt the company, right? Doesn't mean he's a bad guy, right? Just the term private equity alone doesn't mean anything. You have to look into what type of private equity. And so I think I said this before in my last live stream, just in case people didn't understand what I was trying to say here. Hold on. I think I was looking at a cash position. right here, up here. So right now they have 1.2, we all know that currently, right? But at one point in time, we had a little bit more, 1.7, right here. 1.7. Now this is the one that people keep saying, oh, this is the delusion, right? The delusion meaning they're selling shares to retail investor at a high price, blah, 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 right? But this is the point where they went from here to here because they pay off debt, right? They use that money. Okay, what's the difference here? 1. And how do I know that? Investor relation for Gamestop site, right? So you could go straight to the source and kind of read up about it. So right there, so from here to here, that's $300 million. I'm sure most of that goes to paying off debt, right? Am I able to see it here? Hold on. Total debt right there, long-term debt. Okay, hang on. Is it long-term debt or current debt? Let me see. I feel like I'm reading the wrong thing, you guys. I think it's long-term debt. Where did it go? Okay, so it went from here to here. Where is the... Oh shoot, I forgot. Hold on. Man. I wish they have a scroll bar up there, right here. It's so weird that they don't have that. Okay, so 2020... No, this is not the one. Oh man. This is so... Okay, this is gross profit, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm on a different one. Assets. Long-term investment. No. So current debt is right here. Long-term debt is right here. Wonder why they include that long-term debt there. I think if you want to kind of do an in-depth analysis, you have to go to the SEC filing, right? Okay, so it's this column right here, this column right here. So from here to here, they burn, quote unquote, $300 million, right? What are they doing with it? They're paying off debt, right? So I'm looking for that amount, or at least close to that amount. From here to here. Okay, I'm being dumb here, sorry. Being stupid. Okay, from here to here, they reduce their, or increase. What is that increase? Liability, total liability, okay. So why is it up in the liability line items there? What is this? 700 million. What is that line right there? Let's see. Account payable. What is account payable again? Okay, let me see. Account payable is the amount that the company owed to the vendor. Oh, okay, so it's like inventory, huh? Owed to the vendor, the company has purchased products or services on credit, but has not paid for them yet. Okay, I see. So they have $800 million of that. And so, okay. I guess that's an accounting trick for company to kind of inflating their balance sheets. But every company has account payable. So let's see if they have it here for this company. Account payable. No, not this one. I have a receivable over here. Now I'm kind of lose track of what I'm trying to prove here. Okay, hold on, let me see. I guess cash balance usually is not a good indicator to go by when it comes to to see if they paying debt line by line, because quarter to quarter it's hard to kind of see that through. But I think if you look on a yearly basis, it's probably a better time frame for that, in my opinion here. So this is the cash position. Let me just show you guys, just in case somebody doing something here. Okay, let's see. What is the investor? Sorry, you guys, I'm not very helpful today in kind of give you the information you need here. Try to convey my point here, that Gamestop is actually a good company with management doing the right thing. Okay, for GameStop, I should do like a search. Recent proxy, raise how much money? Is there a search bar? What would... Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to find... $1 billion shares. I think... Oh, I hate this CNBC new. Writer... think it's 1 point. Some misinformation about that. Investor relation. Okay, so this one doesn't say that. Maybe 2021? No. $2022. Crazy. It took me like 10 hours to find this. Alright guys, sorry, class is back in session, you guys. Sorry. So here's what I wanted to kind of show you here. So this is an IMX thing, but then if you look at the full fiscal year, this is the amount of money that's being raised right there in capital, and eliminating all of the company long-term debt, with the exception of that short-term one, right? And so they use the money to pay off debt. At the time, I wish to give you the amount, like how much debt it was, so we know exactly how much it's being spent. And a fiscal year with this money left, cash equivalent, and I guess they increase in inventory as well with that cash. But anyway, all that to say that leadership is doing everything right, compared to Adam Aaron. You know, it's remained to be seen, right? His debt is still high, even though like some people still think that AMC is kind of decreased their debt, but it's not enough, in my opinion. We all know that, right? So to compare the two company as if they're the same thing, or even, you know, AMC is a lot better than GME, that's not correct, right? So I hope people realize that going in and out of any stock at all, just do some research on it, you guys. You know, that's all you can do. So if you look at the long-term debt right here, see, $8 million. Long-term debt, $9 million. Liability, $10.9 billion, but their asset is only this. So that means they have more liability than asset. Shareholder equity is negative, right? Compared to GameStop, no brainer, right? Compared to GameStop, we have assets. Total assets, 3.1 billion. Total liability is lower. So more asset than liability. That's a good sign, right? And then on top of that, you have positive shareholder equity. So compare the two. Yes, private equity, great, right? This is also private equity. Which private equity would be the best? You tell me, right? I think the balance sheet is a kind of the symptom of what the leadership could achieve at this point. So this is just my thought about how, if you have negative shareholder equity, just means that if they file for bankruptcy, you won't have anything worth for your shares because shareholder equity is negative, right? That's just my opinion and the way that I understand what shareholder equity means. And so that's why it's much more dangerous for people to be in AMC than GME, right? And if you're saying that they're the same thing, I would buy into GME more than I would buy into AMC, right? Because AMC has a immediate, there's an immediate risk for bankruptcy rather than GME. GME has no risk for bankruptcy right now. So the only thing that they need to work on is expanding, right? Currently, of course, that doesn't make sense to do that. Increase the revenue, right? So that's the only kind of obstacle, so to speak. But again, if the revenue's down and gross profit is up, that means they're doing something right, in my opinion, right? Okay, so sorry, I'm kind of lost track of the prediction for CPI report tomorrow morning. I don't have any prediction. I'm sure it's gonna revise down. Down from what is it? What is the expectation? Hold on. So if you look at this one right here, again, this is not my prediction. This is a website that I use for that. It's called Trading Economics, if you want to take note of that. Inflation right here, so they're expecting it to go down right there. Is it going to be down? I don't know. It's probably pretty close. I don't know. Again, it's one of those things where you have to kind of gauge. Food price hasn't been coming down or anything like that. Now the rate of inflation is down, but not the inflation itself. So that's what people are kind of missing the whole point here. When people, let's say this is true, that tomorrow is going to be 2.8 and the stock market keep rally because of that, it just means that, hey, the economy is still, there is still an inflation, but it's just at a slower rate than usual, than the last couple years that we've gone through. But price will still keep going up. So that's why, I'm not worried about GameStop, because GameStop could also kind of do business based on the inflationary price point as well. And so no matter what, I'm sure they're going to make their money more. Hopefully it's going to be $200 million, in the plus, right? I could hope. So why do I think that? Let's see. If I do this $500 million, right? I did this math before, so let me try that once again. So let's say it's $500 million a year, right? If you were to divide that by 4, that's a quarter, right? But we know that, and this is accounted for 25%. Right? No, 25%. But quarter 4 usually do a little bit better than 25%, right? Okay, let me see, which number should I use? So 25%. Sorry, you guys, I'm using last year. Let's do last year. Why is... here we go. A little too small. No, this is a trailing 12 actually. Okay, let's do quarter. Right there. So if you do gross here, okay, sorry. So this is quarter 4, right there, quarter 4, right? So if you were to do this and this and this, that's the sale. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I do this 9 quarters and then divide it by, I'm trying to find a percentage here, you guys, so bear with me here. Okay, so 1180. Okay, and then do the average. See if I'm right on this. Oops. Okay, that's 3 quarters divided by 3. That's the average. 1.2, and then if you were to divide that by the quarter 4 and see what's the... And again, like quarter 4 depends on how much they sell, so it's not an exact thing. So that's 50. Okay, so how did I do that one? So I would take... I wish I have a thing. Okay, so 55. I know I'm doing weird math here. Fugazi over here. What did I say? So this one, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me try this one. Divide by... Okay, let me do the math here real quick. I wish I have something to write with. Oh, I have it here. Duh. Okay. Okay. Let's have some fun. Something. I know. Terrible live stream, you guys. I'm sorry. But I need to figure this out. Okay. So, I want to find out. So, per quarter, they're actually making this. This is last quarter, okay? $100 million on average every quarter. Okay, and I got this from $500 million swing that we have from last year. Okay, and then this is per year, and this is per quarter. Okay, now we all know that fourth quarter is usually a lot higher, and so what I did was kind of try to determine. So I've got 3 quarters of data over. Bear with me. I know it doesn't make sense to you right now, but over the fourth quarter's numbers. And if I were to do the same thing for this one to try to find the same, so that's the average, right? And then then 4/4. This is the unknown. This is the amount that we want to find out, or X or whatever. So this one here is, what's the number here? Okay, what was the history? Here we go. Okay, so guess if I could use this number right there, 55,055. Yeah, so 55%. 0.55.4. Okay, we want to find X. So if I were to times that by this one, 55%. No, that's not gonna work right there. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so here's what I did. I did the average for this one from the last year, and then Q4, 2 point something, right, 2.26, 2.26. 2.3, I think, this one. So that's the number of an average of 3 quarters in a row over that, right? And if I do the same thing for this one, oh, you know what? This is the amount of sale, though, you guys. No wonder it's different. I want to find this big number here. Okay, so I would times this, cross multiply, see if that would work. See if that would work. Okay. No. 25 divided by times that divided by this. Boom. 220. So $225 million for net. Can they achieve that? I don't know. Is that too much of an ask? I don't know. Me speculating. Okay. So anyway, so this is how I come up with the number here. You hear it here first, okay? Sorry, you guys. I'm just like having fun here. Okay, so that estimate was terrible. $225 million profit or net for next 4 quarter. Net for 4th quarter of 2023. Is it 2023 or 2024? So that's my estimation based on the percentage from the sale of last year. So what I did was I averaged these three and then try to find a percentage from that. But that's again like if the profit margin is kind of the same type thing. So, and yeah, I mean, I bet that's an overestimate, but my speculation is just based on the old data here. And so, again, it really depends on how much they could sell based on the revenue that comes in. So even if it comes out to be $100 million, that's still a lot. And of course, too, we still have the marketable security, the income that comes from that. So last year they didn't take anything out, so that's zero. It wasn't until quarter one that's when they took some money out. I bet the reason why they did that is because usually quarter one they're pretty slow. Like they don't make as much money as quarter. Well, quarter two is the worst usually, but quarter one kind of trailing behind that. But fourth quarter is usually the best one. So that's why even though the average right here, see, like average usually is at $1.2 billion in revenue for the first two quarter. I mean, first three quarter, and then the quarter four is usually the top one. So that's why this is not far-fetched at all, right? Of course, that's overshoot too, right? There might be some problem with the revenue, right? Because of the store the store is closing and all that stuff, so that might affect the top line revenue. But to me, as long as he is able to maintain the gross profit, that's the best thing, right? And so, but yeah, that's just my estimate on the net profit itself for this quarter. Hey, is it overshooting? I don't know. We'll see, right? If I'm right. Okay, it seems like I feel like I waste much of your time already. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's see, is there any other question? Looks like no. I think I'm good. All right. Guess that's all I have for today, you guys. I appreciate all of you. I feel like tomorrow's stream would be a little bit better, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm a bit pooped out at the moment. So, alright. I will see you when I see you.